Who's looking long. He wants Deebo Samuel, and he's got him in stride.
He is the best contested catch receiver in the National Football League.
So there's no question, the Washington Commanders made some really impressive upgrades at the wide receiver position this offseason, whether it was bringing in Deebo Samuel via trade or bringing in Jalen Lane through the draft. But after assessing the wide receiver position and looking at it in its whole entire form, how much better did we truly get compared to last year? Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries?
Stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and Shawty is the winner. You can tell that Shawty's low again, she's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video. And in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about the wide receiver position and seeing how much truly better did we get compared to last year. And could it raise some concern, or are we fine? So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, so we greatly appreciate if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Also, subscribe to 4th and 1 as the first video is dropping on this upcoming Monday. Let's get to it. Thank you so much. So yesterday, I went live and we pretty much talked about the entire roster and put it on a tier list. And for me, the receiver position was an interesting one because when you think about a Terry McLaurin and when you think about a Deebo Samuel, you immediately say, okay, this wide receiver position group took a massive upgrade, which it did. But when you get past those two guys who, in my opinion, him, Terry, Deebo, and Noah Brown, outside of those three guys, those are the only players in our position group that are proven. And I think a lot of the hype that I have put into this wide receiver group is based off of the potential that I think that they can reach. But who's to say that that happens? So I want you guys to go in the comment section and you can be truthfully honest with me, okay? You can say, Juan, I think this receiving group has got significantly better. Here's why. Or you can be like, Juan, you know what? I've been thinking like this receiver group is not that good, because I seen a comment on the live stream yesterday where someone was like, y'all are overhyping this roster. We won a lot of close games last year and it's not as good as I was saying. But looking at the receiver position, I gave it a B. And I said a B plus based off of the potential it can reach this year. But for me, something that I feel like would have made me more comfortable with this wide receiver position, and this is just me being honest, if we would have kept a guy like De'Ami Brown. Now, don't get me wrong, and I'm not going to sit up here and say you lose sleep over a guy like De'Ami, because you don't, right? He's easily replaceable. But I would definitely feel better going into this season knowing that we have 4 receivers that are truly, that I can say, truly have proven themselves at this level. But we really only have 3. And technically, right now, we have 2 that are under contract. Terry McLaurin still technically isn't under contract, but we all know he's going to eventually get his contract. And I love Terry McLaurin. I think the addition of Deebo Samuel is going to be really, really good for this offense. And I do think Noah Brown, if he is healthy, because a lot of people believe, based off of his social media presence, that it's not as serious as it once was. So if he's healthy, I think he's really good too. I'm a massive, you all know that I'm a massive Noah Brown fan. But you get past that, and you look at the rest of the position group. You got a second-year Luke McCaffrey. You got a rookie in Jalen Lane, who I'm high on, and I'm pretty sure you are high on as well. And you have a guy like KJ Osborne, Michael Gallup, and Michael Straction, and an undrafted free agent, Corey Brooks. It's like this receiving core, it's based off of the potential, But we already know how this works. It's not going to be as smooth sailing as we think. Right? Like, I believe in Jalen Lane. I do. But are we 100% sure that he's going to come out guns a-blazing off rip? That is to remain to be questioned, to be answered. Are we sure Luke McCaffrey, who has had a magnificent mandatory minicamp, and he looked like he put on some muscle, are we sure that he'll take a second-year leap? I'm hopeful, and truthfully, I don't have no expectation for him. I'm still, thinking he's cool. He can develop, because this is only his third, fourth year playing a receiver position, so I'm not really expecting much out of Luke McCaffrey. But, as a third-round pick, you would love to see him do something better in the second year for sure. And then you go to a Michael Gallup, another guy that I am super, super high on. I think he can really be good and turn back the clock. But, again, taking it at its face value, this is where you kind of meet with the crossroads. Is like, one, you're being hopeful and you have this potential that these guys can pan out. But looking at it in a reality sense right now as we speak, haven't seen them at training camp, haven't seen them in the preseason or regular season, how confident are you in that? I'm confident, but I'm also like, man, I would feel much better if our receiving core was kind of more so filled with guys that I know are proven. I'm going to be real with you, okay? A guy like Dayami and Olamide Zaccheaus, they production-wise didn't necessarily give us a lot throughout the regular season. But the postseason, for a guy like Dayami, a guy like Olamide Zaccheaus, a guy like Jamison Crowder, they have shown time and time again that they can make plays when given the opportunity. And when you have a guy like Jaden Daniels, who doesn't need much to be successful. And this is not me saying purposely tie the hands behind the back of five. No, not at all. Of course, get him the help that he needs. But with having a guy like Jaden Daniels, who can elevate the play around him and doesn't necessarily need 599 overall receivers, just give him one or two and he'll be fine. Having a really deep veteran group probably isn't the worst thing ever. Think about it. We got younger at the position, which hindsight is really good because potential-wise, that means Jalen Lane is a young guy that can come in and maybe blossom into something. At worst, he'll be our punt returner for the future. But remember, and this isn't the only reason they drafted him, but his main reason for becoming a Commander was for his punt return abilities and his deep threat abilities, but mainly for his punt return abilities. So it's not necessarily saying that he won't get action as a receiver or being in motion for end around and stuff like that. But what if their whole process and mentality for him, Jalen Lane, this upcoming year is to kind of use him as a gadget guy, fit him in here and there because his main focus is really punt returns? What if that's how it is? And we got Luke McCaffrey, who's another young guy. I'm not trying to be biased towards Luke McCaffrey just because I'm a big fan of him and I, think he can evolve to something great. But I do want to just give him the opportunity to develop without the expectation, because once you put that expectation on a player and they don't meet it, that's when you tend to be like, oh, they're trash, they're not good, waste of a pick. So I'm just trying to let him develop before I truly put expectation on him. Next year is probably when that expectation from me is going to rise. But right now, I think putting him on the kick return duties as his main job and letting him get some opportunities in the pass catching games here and there, that would be pretty cool. Because looking back at the tape, he's always open. They just never find the ball to him, honestly. So if they can evolve him in the offense slowly but allow him to primarily worry about kick returns, I think that would be great for the development of Luke McCaffrey. A lot of people love Ja'Cory Brooks, and I like what I've seen, but I've learned my lesson over the years from getting hyped up about these undrafted guys. Like, I remember Mitchell Tinsley killed it in the preseason a couple of years ago, and I'm thinking there's no way he does not make this roster. He doesn't make the roster, right? I remember Robert Davis years ago. I'm like, what the heck? This guy is amazing. He could be the number 2 to Terry McLaurin when he was in 2019. Didn't happen. So I do think Ja'Cory Brooks has something, but I'm not really sure how confident they are in letting the undrafted guy make this roster at the receiver position. Now, Tyler Owens made it last year at the safety position, but that's totally different. You had to be a freaking killer on special teams. Can Ja'Cory Brooks do that? Maybe. We'll wait and see about that. But then you have a veteran guy like KJ Osborne and Michael Gallup, who I truly, deep down inside, think are fighting for the last position, I should say. Because the other 5, I think, is already spoken for. Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey, Noah Brown, Jalen Lane. Now, that one last slot, I'm giving it to Michael Gallup. I'm not a big fan of KJ Osborne at all, but you can kind of say they're battling out for that last receiver spot. But back to the main question, and I really hope you guys comment because I'm interested to hear you all. There's no wrong answer here. It's either simply you think we significantly upgraded better in 2024, or we're somewhat the same, or maybe even worse. But I don't think you can be worse when adding Deebo Samuel to the mix. I think we got better only with the addition of Deebo Samuel. Even if we didn't get it, Jalen Lane. Like, if we would have just kept Deebo Samuel and not got Jalen Lane and not got Michael Gallup, I would say we significantly got better because we now have a legit number 2 option alongside Terry McLaurin. Because last season, although I said Noah Brown was really good, he was just posing as a number 2. Is he really a number 2? Not really. So yes, of course, significantly, we've got much better with adding Deebo Samuel. But it's like, okay, Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel are 2 players. Noah Brown, 3 players. Are we confident enough that we'll get enough production out the rest of the group that is going to push us over the top when it comes to late season close games and postseason games? Because a lot of our games last year, you can say some of them were a lot of them were blowouts. You know, like I get it. Like late in the season, we got down to the point where we were down to the wires, but a lot of our games were blowouts. So a lot of these guys were able to get put on a spotlight, like a Alameda and all these other rotational receivers. But it's like every week this year is, in my opinion, going to be bumped. So we need to have 5-6 receivers that can compete at a high level and go up against these high level teams, because there's no more Carolinas, there's no more easy Tennessee Titan games on this schedule this upcoming year. That's why I'm kind of like, hey man, this receiving group is going to have to come and play. I know Terry McLaurin's going to come to play. I know Deebo Samuel's going to come to play. I know Noah Brown's going to come to play. I want to say I know Michael Gallup's going to come to play, but he's fresh, but he has not played since 23. I know he's proven. I know he can play at this level, but again, it's still kind of a wait and see because he did take a year off. So training camp is going to be very interesting because we're going to see who really separates themselves. But I just wanted to come here to ask that quick question to you all. How much better do you think we truly did get in 2025 at the receiver position compared to last year? Could it raise some concern for you on paper? Now, again, come back, visit this in October, November, and it's like, okay, now we got some really good production out of this rookie, out of this second year, got Luke McCaffrey, and out of this veteran and Michael Gallup. But taking it for on paper face value in June, could it raise some concern? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. There you have it. Turn on post notifications. Subscribe to 4th and 1. I'm going to catch you all later. Y'all be easy, be peace. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button on your way out. Catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.
Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.